Hi there, this is Angela Strank with Live Your Best Life, and today I wanted to talk about hip problems. For over 20 years, I was a massage therapist here in Canada, which means that I worked with injuries and health concerns because we are primary medical care providers here in BC. Since then, I have gone on to work with people more on the quantum level so I can get into the energetics of what might be causing them pain or discomfort. And I find that because I've evolved, this shift in ways of working with people from just manipulating the physical body into getting into the energetics is better aligned for who I've become and the gifts that I hold and are able to work with. And so I'm being called at this time to do an energy process that will help with any hip problems, whether that be pain, whether that means, stiffness, whether that could be any dysfunction that might be going on there. And I wanted to work with the energetics behind our hips and how we can start to feel more stable and grounded in our hips and feel better, more fluid, more open in the hips. The hips are highly correlated to our low back. So when I say hips, you might not resonate with that. You might find that you don't feel anything in the hips, but you have low back pain. They go kind of together. And so I'm calling it hip pain or problem or dysfunction, but I wanted to also include low back issues if it's coming from hip pain or hip dysfunction. Our hips are like the foundation of our entire body. So we need our hips to be stable, to be grounded, so that we can, move forward with freedom, with mobility, with ability to feel grounded and centered and stable. And when we have anything going on with the hips, you'll see this with people. They'll kind of hobble along. They won't walk in a normal plane. They'll kind of tip to one side because there's lots of compensations that go on. And the problem with hips is we can never get off them unless we are bedridden, which is not ideal. It's not good for us in any form. And so the problem with hips per se is that there's not a lot of tissues or structures that are supporting them. And so when we have pain, we have to make lots of compensations to get off that area of discomfort so that we feel better for ourselves. And what I wanted to do today is help bring in some energy from basically a quantum level into the hips, into the pelvis, into that low back region, so that you can have some relief. Whatever your situation is, whatever your experience may be, I would love to be able to give you some support and to help you have greater relief and greater ease in those areas that might be of discomfort for you. I use high vibrational energy to do that, meaning I access an energy that is healing in nature, that is gentle in nature, that helps our body move towards greater balance and wellness. Now, this is not something that is new. We've probably all heard of energy work, those kinds of things. But I wanted to just share that the work that I do and the energy that I do, it's working with that physical level as well because of all the experience that I have working with the human body. The energy knows where to go based on the experiences I've had of being a successful massage therapist for over 20 years. And so I can use energy to kind of get into the cellular DNA level, get deep into the structures and help bring some greater ease. We often feel better when there is circulation and energy, also known as chi, in our body. And it's usually when the circulation has left the area or, we have coldness or stiffness where we feel discomfort. The best example of that would be in the winter. Everything's colder, damper, and we'll notice that our joints ache more, our muscles are a little more stiff, we have more discomfort because there's not as much open circulation, there's not much flow because of that coldness. When we feel cold, when there's a coldness or a dampness, our natural body's response is to contract. And so what we want to do is we want to open stuff up and get the flow so that we have greater warmth, greater circulation, and in doing so we can have more comfort in our bodies. So if you have any discomfort, any stiffness, any concerns whatsoever, whatever your situation may be in and around the hips, the pelvis, the low back, then if you would like some energy support that is just intended to bring you greater ease, bring you greater comfort, then all I ask for you to do is, at this time, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and just take a nice deep cleansing breath. And I want you to imagine dropping your awareness into the area of your body that you have discomfort with. So if that is in your right hip, as an example, I want you just to hold your awareness there. Almost like you can take your consciousness and, like a movie, go deep into the hip area, and just bringing your awareness there will help the energy be guided into that region and to bring some healing energy, bring some comfort, bring some relief for you, whatever that may look like. If your mind starts to wander, that's okay. Just gently bring it back by focusing your attention in that area. So this is why I invite you to close your eyes, because it's much easier to focus in an area in our physical body when our eyes are closed. And so that's why I'm just inviting you to do that. So with your eyes closed, just gently bringing your awareness somewhere into your body, into your hips, into your pelvis, your low back, wherever you feel the focalized discomfort, or maybe you don't have any discomfort, but your awareness is being drawn somewhere. That just means there's some energy that could be a benefit in that area. And so just holding your awareness there. And if you want to give your mind a job, the conscious mind loves to be part of a process. Imagine spreading little white light all in the area. Imagine like using white light to heal in that area. And that just gives your conscious mind a job for this process so that it doesn't wander as much. All right. So with your eyes closed, taking a nice deep breath, holding your awareness in and around the area where you have the discomfort or the stiffness, or maybe you're just being drawn to focus on one area in your body. That's all I'm going to do is just bring in some energy to support you in feeling better in your hips, low back, and pelvis region. I'll let you know when we're done. I'm going to be quiet for the next few minutes, and then I'll let you know when I'm complete the process and when we can bring our attention back into our awareness of, opening our eyes and coming back into full awareness. All right, and let's begin. Wonderful. You can gently bring your attention back. Taking a nice deep cleansing breath. Opening your eyes. Wonderful. So you might have noticed something through that process. Maybe you might have felt waves, or you might have felt some warmth or temperature changes, and you might not have noticed anything at all. And that's okay too. That just means that the energy that's coming in to support you is just working on a different level that your physical body or your conscious mind aren't able to tap into yet. And you might notice some things changing in the coming hours. Just so you know, what I did is I just brought in some really beautiful, like rose pink, almost on the verge of red, healing energy, all the way into that base chakra. So like a band of energy all through the root chakra, opening and expanding that, and then out through the hips, really helping to anchor those changes. And then I went really deep into the hips themselves, right into almost the hip sockets, where the femur, the leg bone, comes in and enters into the pelvis. And then I did some work around the sacrum and out through the low back a little bit there for you. So hopefully this is of benefit to you. Hopefully you feel the effects of some beautiful, warm, healing energy for you. Again, this is only intended to just bring you some relief. If you're wanting something more specific and you're wanting to actually do some clearing and changes, that would be something we'd have to work with one-on-one together, so we could get really deep down into what might be causing any discomfort for you. But for now, this is really, really a great way to start. You can come back and re-listen to this recording as many times as you need, and you might find that it's of great benefit for helping to manage any pain or discomfort for you. Until next time, I wish you a wonderful week. I wish that you feel really good, really empowered in your body, that you feel like you can stand tall in who you are and feel comfortable in doing so. Until next time, namaste.